Good evening. Today is Thursday, the big day in Congress. January 6th committee was making wonderful performance. But at the beginning, I want to announce that Saturday at 6 p.m. my time, 5 p.m. Eastern Coast, and West Coast, it will be 8 p.m. I will have Linda G. Comanche as a guest, so if you have any questions for her, please send me. I have quite a few myself, and I know you love her, and I love to have reading with her. So we will have nice collaboration. Not the first one. And this is foxgrass. That's what Cheryl was talking about. That her girl. This one is dry, but that's what she was talking about. That her girlfriend dog ate it, and he had to go for emergency. So if you have that grass, make sure you are keeping your dog on a leash, because it can go in the eyes, in nose. I never knew about that. Okay. Probably Liz Cheney is the woman who is going to destroy Trump. She was priceless. I have feeling that she might go as independent running for presidency, because Republicans are not her best friends, but in 2 years everything might change. And she will have a big chances to be the first president woman. Okay, she is great. The way she is acting, the way she's performing, she's far better than Trump, she's far better than Biden. So those two guys might be in trouble. I'm just saying as a psychic. And for the last moment, Liz Cheney left the audio tape of Stephen Bannon. That was priceless. After the whole situation, she put this on as in the last moment, how Trump was going to act when he will be aware that he's losing to Biden, point by point. And Steve Bannon is fighting in the court. What a timing. So we have to start doing. I'm going to ask some questions about that, Linda, so I will leave that open for question for Linda about Steve Bannon. But that's still not a word about those gallows, that gallows. So the dessert is probably for the last dinner. We have to be patient. I can't think that subject will be ignored. They still are saying that they don't know who put the two bombs, but they never mention a beep about the gallows. None of CNN, MSNBC, I don't watch that much Fox, but I never heard any word, so we have to pay attention who was behind that one. Okay, and I will be answering questions. The first one is from Cheryl. After watching video from Ivana's funeral, what thoughts were going through Trump's mind as they leaded Ivana back into the hearse funeral vehicle? So he was having conversation with himself. When I closed my eyes, he was angry at her that she was not allowing him to stay as her husband, that she put the divorce, that she was his enemy. So yes, he was angry at her. He thought that she should be like Melania, allowing him to cheat and she will be fine. She was not that kind of lady. She didn't want to. So yes, and the whole family on the funeral was so disconnected. I was watching Junior. He was not even kind of making any eye contact with his ex-wife, and there was no any warm connection between anyone, like little hug, little kiss. Before, Trump was always hugging Ivanka. This time they were so stiff. Of course, it's funeral. Maybe I don't understand that, but usually he will give, she will give him a pat on the shoulders to show him support. Nothing. Baron is so tall. He's 2 meters and 1 centimeter high. And his body language was overprotective to Melania. He was standing behind her, no smile, no eye contact with father. Very cute looking guy. Whoa. He can go to Hollywood straight because he is very good looking. I don't know his character. He's still 16-year-old. Trump is feeling probably short in front of him. Good. And he can probably stand up to protect his mother, which will be great if that's ever have to happen. So, am I correct that Trump was upset at Ivana that she left him? He left her. When they divorced, he had to be the first one who pulled hand towards her because she didn't want to talk with him. And he went to Czechoslovakia because the same year that she was getting divorced from him, she lost her father, and she went for funeral to Czechoslovakia. And Trump showed up at the end of the funeral, at the day of the funeral, with his jet plane, and she went with him and kids to fly back. So that was nice, and she was allowing herself to say, okay, we can be parents and we can be kind of friends. And then in Mar-a-Lago, to the last husband, number 4, for her, 22 years younger, Trump was the one who gave her Mar-a-Lago, and he was on the wedding. So was Trump upset that Ivana left him? He eventually rejuvenated himself. The harvest was good, and he knew that if he will be with her, his income will be far higher than because she was a wonderful advisor. As long as she was in the picture, he was doing much better. And then when she left, they divorced, everything went down for him. And he knows that it will be much easier for him to fulfill his dreams because she was very outspoken and she will know how to get to him. Milanet did the Secret Service delayed the January 6 text messages on purpose? Will we ever see deleted text? Zip it up. So yes, they didn't want anyone to know what was going on. They just want to have a cover up this, because the symbol of zip it up is don't talk. Cross my heart and promise to die. That's kind of kids saying. And they were collaborating with him. They knew that they were collaborating. They will be accused of some secrets, symbol of secrets, and some drama related to attack on the Congress. So they were afraid of about their own skin. They cover up everything. This is the cards who are talking, not me. But you have to. Thank you, my spirit guide and my angel. Yes, that's probably what was on those tapes. And when I closed my eyes, I saw the scientists working on it. So probably in the future, they will be able to recover those messages. But there will be charges if they will recover those messages. I don't know how far ahead I'm seeing. They were in love with Trump. They were completely lost. When he lost, they were feeling vulnerable. And they were taking chances. Well, we will destroy the evidence, so we will be covered. I don't know if they will be really punished for that, but at least I think one day it will come to the surface. And this one is interesting. Sharon DJ, it's not my girlfriend. How does Jill Biden feel about her husband possibility running for second term? She's afraid for his life. He's like the fire inside him, so she's worried that he will have to go through the fire. It will be, if she can, she will stop him. She doesn't want him to go through it. And I saw he's on a small boat and the sharks are swimming around him. So yes, the big donors want him to go for presidency, and the enemy are sharks as well. So the donors and the enemy, they are swimming around him. He is very vulnerable. He has to do what he has to do. And Jill is wonderful wife. Even today she was not around her husband who was sick. But we have to wish him all the best, because he got COVID today. And would he be fine? Or would he be running for the... The question was if Jill would like him to run. She would like him to sleep. She's very proud of his job, but there is so much drama, so many nasty people around him. She would rather him not to run. Group 66. Is this winter going to bring other diseases than COVID-19? And I see something that people will be sick and maybe even dying, but not to the extent that COVID came. So maybe another flu, or the monkeypox will cause some damages. So that's what I'm seeing. I will pull 3 cards. I will pull those cards back because there was cards that might need to show me better picture. Yeah. Work is overpopulated, so that's one of the causes that there is so many people, and maybe I don't know why there is more illnesses now than it was before. because Ebola was coming, and then Obama was able to put the grip on it. Something related to make decisions, and people will have to make decisions if they will be isolating themselves again, and the doctors will be helping. So everything will be normal, new normal. Like the weather is a new normal. Hot, 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 oh gosh. Carol, I got weird feeling about Josh Hawley. His wife is somehow involved in getting rid of Roe vs. Wade. What is their political ambitions? I wouldn't be surprised that he would like to run for presidency. He is the one who held the fist when the rebellions were coming to Congress, and then he was the first one running on the stairs like crazy. What a not using bad words. No, not me. But you know what I'm thinking. She is the pushover. She is pushing him. She is helping him to make decision because she wants security, financial security. So it's her. You are correct, Carol. Okay. When I was talking about cramps in legs, I forgot to mention that my girlfriend lost her husband. They went from Canada to USA for vacations, and she was in her 30s and he was in his 30s. And he went in the morning swimming in the swimming pool. He got cramps. And she was blaming that he was not taking medication for bipolar. And but I don't know how that was involved. But he got cramps, and they found him. He went swimming at 6 o'clock. No one was around, and autopsy shows that it was cramps. So by now, a lot of you knows that magnesium, potassium, those electrolytes are so important. I'm giving chocolate my husband and myself, and I'm eating magnesium in the evening, and in the morning one potassium, so I'm fine. And tall Ofek, acupressure point, so this point, and in the nose, that's another thing, my help. Estelle Harrington, arnica for cramps. Oh, my mother will love it. She was such a believer of arnica. She was always telling me story about her mother. Her mother died when she was 33, so my mom was 16. Yeah, the girls, she was very young mother, and then so she was once the farmers, the workers who were working on their farm brought a guy whose hand was cut really open, and he fell asleep, and someone was coming and cutting the hay, and they cut his arm really badly. And they brought that man to my grandmother. I never met her. And she put this all together. She covered with bandages and pour arnica. And my mom was always making own arnica. We were collecting those flowers in the early summer or spring, those yellow flowers, and she was putting them in the bottles and then pouring as high alcohol, I think 93% alcohol, but you can buy still 90% alcohol. That will do the job. And put this in the glass bottle, covered, she was using for if the toothache. She was using every possible way that she could use, and she was forcing me to use. I'm allergic, so I couldn't use, but I know it can stop pain because there are ointments now made out of arnica, so you can use arnica as an ointment, and for pains, for rheumatism and arthritis and cramps. Thank you, Estelle. And arnica is speeding healings. So that's the reason that guy, when my grandmother died in the church, he was on the funeral, and he said she was a saint woman. So my mother was always a believer of arnica. And another advice about what is good for cramps. And I heard that so many times, so I'm thinking, okay, I will put that one. Soap, Dove soap. You know, the white soap that are great for washing ducks when they are in oil. So apparently you put this soap in the bed by your legs, and it's supposed to help you not to get cramps. I'm just afraid that my dog will start eating this thing, so I'm not doing this because our little puppy sleeps with us. And now we have to, Neptune's other daughter is asking me about the ring, and it's Labradorite. She said that she likes the big one that I'm wearing, and it is really nice. It's Canadian. At the beginning of 1900 was first discovered in Labrador, so that's called Labradorite, and it has so many abilities for protection, boost your immune system, boost your metabolism, relieve arthritis, ease chest infections and flu symptoms, regulate hormones, reduce PMS, and ease gout, and lower blood pressure. Name it, and it can be good on everything. My blood pressure is still up and down, so. But I love this color because it has that shimmery look, like moonstone, but this one has more colors. So thank you, Neptune's daughter. And now we have to pray for health of Biden, that he wouldn't have the long-term COVID, because we are taking those shots, but they are protecting us a little bit, not completely. And Fauci got first, he was feeling good, and then it's hit him again. Hopefully that's not the case with Biden. And we have to pray for the cooler temperature, because 100 million of Americans are under heat warning. Even in Alberta, we have today 30 degrees, which is pretty hot for us. I can't imagine much hotter. When we were once in Las Vegas, the kids were not, they had to wear sandals until they will reach water, because you couldn't sit. Everything was so, the cement was so hot when you were reaching to the swimming pool. During the day, we were stuck in a hotel when there was air conditioner. Only in the night, we were walking with kids, checking Las Vegas, because it was over hot. And it was 110 that time, or 111. I don't know how. In Phoenix, it's 116 sometimes this year. Well, so we have to pray for security in Europe from those heat weather, and in all over the world it is so hot. So it's like the whole world is cooking. And as well, I want to pray for Sharon P. She was in auto pickup accident as passenger in 2003. She is suffering a lot to this day. Even to the 50s, she was very athletic and very sporty. That guy, someone stole the car and hit and run. I don't know if they caught him, but caused the accident. And as well, her son, Gary P., has life-ending Crohn's stage now. He can only survive on bone breath. He is only 52. Crohn's is this digestive inflammation bowel disease. One of my friend has that. She has this for 34 years. 32 years, because her daughter is 34. So yes, and she started having that problem when she was very athletic. She was going for in representance for Olympic as a swimmer in Canada. So this illness is so dangerous. She is surviving to this day, but she has a bag, and it's not the same as she was 20 years ago. Okay, we want to pray for health, for weather, normal weather, that we can have a little bit of rain, a little bit of sunny days, not over cold, not overheat, no tornadoes, no fires, that the world will settle down and we can live our life the way we were living. Like when I was in the 70s, life was so simple. Now it's nothing like that. So see you with Linda on Saturday at 6 o'clock my time. Please send me questions for her, and see you next time. Bye-bye.